pioneer of the 80s new romantic movement, not only in the new futuristic sounding music, but also for his stunning and iconic fashions. I'm so excited to be joined by Steve Strange.
Hello, it's lovely to be here in Norwich in the
Epic
Epic venue. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the gig. What you just said is true. I mean, I didn't know when we started a tiny venue in London because people had got bored with the punk movement. I was originally working for Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood, doing their artwork, and then the National Front and sort of I was a massive Susie and the Banshees fan, although I worked for the Sex Pistols doing artwork when I was 16. I'd go to see Susie and the Banshees and it would be the National Front, and it got really nasty, and there was like a group of us from the Bromley contingent, and then like Philip Salon, George O'Dowd, who later became Boy George, who moved from this tiny venue that we started because there was nothing playing anything, that all they were playing was like the National Front had moved in and it become very sort of aggressive, so we were trying to find somewhere to play like a new type of music, and myself, Midgel and Rusty went into EMI Studios. We did a couple of demos, but also when I was on tour I'd picked up like Nina Hagen, Lizzie Mercedes Clocks, Rusty picked up Kraftwerk. So the tracks that we were playing stuff like Bowie and also Roxy Music, but then we were also mixing in Visage along with Kraftwerk, along with Nina Hagen, and this club just became so successful in a matter of time that I had to become, which I got known as the Door Hall. But what springboarded out of this club was not just unique freaks, because I would say to people, no, you cannot come in looking like that, you look ridiculous, because they weren't creative in what they were actually creating.
You wanted sort of weird and wonderful people only.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk a bit more about your fashion as well, but first of all, how would you describe your new sound? Because I know we've got a bit of a change in the band members.
Yeah.
So how does that compare sort of back to what you used to do? How does the sound compare?
Well, for the whole album we decided we didn't want to use anything like software. The only thing we were going to use was Pro Logic, and when they tried to put the vocal pitch tuner on my voice, I said, take that off me. I don't need One Erection to sound like One Erection. They need a new direction, and any munchkin can be a pop singer now by using the vocal pitch tuner, which all X Factor people have put on their voices. And we wanted to keep the sound of Visage, a unique early sound. So by not using any software, where a lot of like Little Boots and even the Hurts and Empires of the Sun, their albums are done on sort of digital sort of like software, and well, the oldest synthesizer on the album is 1985, and I think Robin might slap my hand, but the oldest guitar was 1987, and so basically we wanted to keep that sound as unique as we possibly to the Visage, but we also wanted to make it fresh with arts.
That's good to hear as well. So we're keeping it all natural, keeping it all live music and everything. I'm
going to have to run because they're calling me for sound check.
Yes, well you've got to go, and we look so forward to seeing you tonight.
Everybody come to Epic tonight.
Get yourself
We need
here.
more people.
It's going to be stunning. Thank you so
love
much,
it.
Steve.
Bye.